Welcome to Furious Toys. We're going to be looking at the G.I. Joe Classified Sargent Slaughter figure from Hasbro.
Listen up!
Here on the front of the package, we got a few different artist renderings of the Sargent himself. On the right, there's the indicator that this is the 53rd figure in the collection. And on the left side of the box, there's another pretty nice illustration with a reflection of some jets in his sunglasses. On the top, just another 53. And on the bottom, we got the legal information and the barcode. On the back, there's an image that does part of my job for me by showing you how tall he is, as well as displaying all of the accessories and extra hands that he comes with, plus more fine print there at the bottom.
Sargent Slaughter!
Sargent Slaughter here is the first figure that I'm opening that has no window. The ones that are cutting down on reusable plastics. I appreciate that they made this look like a foot locker, the thing that's holding all of his accessories. Let's see, what's the first thing we're going to look at? It's a whistle and his baton. Here we have his signature sunglasses. Pull those out in a little bit. Alright, and here we have a gun. Can't really see it. There we go. This has a nice sculpt and some clean paint apps. The silver paint on these sunglasses give it a nice mirrored look. Here we have his baton that's got the signature gold tip on it. Here we have the sight for his weapon. We'll take a quick look at it here and pop that on here in a little bit. Here we have his arthritic, cramped left hand. Here we have his left hand for nose picking and finger pointing. Here we have his right grippy hand for holding either the firearm or the baton. And here is his right hand for nose picking / finger pointing. Here is the right hand arthritic counterpart. And finally the left gripping hand for the weapon and baton. And here is one of the most meta things I've ever seen. It's an action figure that comes with his own action figure. They should have gone one layer deeper and had another miniature action figure inside of this package. I dig it though. I collect mini brands just for that same reason. It has pretty clean paint applications for how small it is. Here we have the signature drill sergeant hat that he's synonymous with. And here we have the gun clip. Just kidding, I'm no dummy. I know it's the magazine. Alright, let's get this sight mounted up and get this gun locked and loaded. Sight here just clips easily enough right in there. And let's just make sure this is the top of the magazine and slide it into the bottom right there and clips right into place. Let's see if we can get this to focus at all and make it look like an FPS. Alright, let's free the Sargent from captivity. This has to be the most right angles I've ever seen on a jaw. That's the squarest jaw I've ever seen. There is a lot of visible texture in these jeans and a lot of visible texture in this tank top here. There's a lot of muscle definition here and a lot of detail in these pockets, knee pads, and combat boots. You got his nice 80s wristbands going on. After this figure shipped is whenever Hasbro announced that they'll be having a Sargent Slaughter action figure, which is fine. I will still get that one and I'll have something to compare it to. For the most direct comparison here, we have the Action Force Sargent Slaughter from Valaverse. They are wearing virtually identical clothes with a different color scheme. The Classified Series Sargent Slaughter has a lot more muscle mass. I'm thinking one of these is based on Sargent Slaughter when he was younger and one when he's older. I don't really have any facts to base that on though. We can dig into the articulation now. He's got a pretty thick neck. His head looks up that far. He's got the double jointed neck here so that he can look down pretty far. Can he tilt his head at all? Very slightly, very little. Let's see if we can get it to rotate any there at the bottom of the neck. It's hindered from going a full 360, but you don't really need it to. At the top of the neck, though, it will do full 360 degrees. As far as the arms go, there's a little bit of a butterfly that moves forward and back. Not a whole lot, but there is some movement. At the shoulder, it kicks up that far. There is full 360 shoulder rotation. At the bicep, there's also full 360. There is a double joint at the elbow that lets him fold his arm in that far. At the wrist here, it folds in that far and bends out that far. At the diaphragm, he bends over pretty far, and then slightly more if you bend him down at the waist. He can bend over even further backwards. That should be physically impossible. When you manipulate all of the articulation points, you can get him into some funky positions. Full 360 at the waist here. You can get his leg to kick forward out that far, kicks out to the side that far. There is a thigh cut here, and it does rotate the full 360. Double jointed knees, a little stiff. It does fold up better than I can probably fold my own leg, though. There is a full 360 boot cut and a forward facing pin for ankle rocker articulation. Alright, let's get his hat put in place. Fits on pretty snug. It's a tight fit. Now let's get these glasses on. So tiny. Alright, let's get him matched up to that pose to the Valiverse guy there in the back. But in lieu of the grenade launcher, we will use the baton. I neglected to put the ruler back there, but luckily the package lets us know that he's 6 3/4 of an inch. He seems to be slightly taller than the Valiverse Action Force version. One military man to another, we got the McFarlane Toys Fortnite Army Man figure. Next up, we have my current favorite figure. It is the Figura Obscura Headless Horseman from the Four Horsemen, followed by a Masters of the Universe Mattel Skeletor. There is a bit of a size disparity in these two Hasbro G.I. Joe figures. From the Marine Corps to the Green Lantern Corps, we got a Hal Jordan from NECA and another Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner from McFarlane Toys. Next up, we have the Batfleck Batman from Mezco Toys 112 Collective. Here we have the Sentinel Fighting Armor Wolverine figure, followed by Keltis from Mythic Legions by the Four Horsemen. I pre-ordered this Sargent Slaughter from Valiverse because I wanted to check out a new toy line, knowing full well that Hasbro would release one at some point in time. As stated in a previous video of mine, Hasbro posted their Sargent Slaughter for pre-order the day I got the Valiverse one in the mail. I think I like the proportions of the Hasbro Slaughter more than the Valiverse, but size-wise, the Hasbro version is slightly too large. Valiverse fits the G.I. Joe scale better. The Action Force Slaughter came with more accessories. I do appreciate the Action Force revolver better than the rifle that came with the G.I. Joe version of Slaughter. The G.I. Joe Slaughter wins out though because of the included meta action figure. Alright, let's focus on the one we brought to the party. I like this included baton as well as the whistle. Overall, it's a pretty great figure and I'm glad that I picked it up. I am still struggling to find time to make new videos, but I'm going to get to it as soon as I can and as often as I can. I really enjoy creating these videos and learning the software that is used in editing the videos. But there it is. This has been my review of the Sargent Slaughter from the G.I. Joe Classified series by Hasbro. I appreciate anybody who has stuck with me this far. If you have any criticisms, comments, questions, or complaints, please leave them in the comments section below or reaching out to me at Furious Toys on Facebook or Instagram. If you'd like to see new videos as I put them up, just subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification. I would appreciate it greatly and love you forever. And as always, thanks again for joining me here at Furious Toys.
dismissed. And that